everybody. Welcome to Phil and Dave's Excellent Adventures. Just Dave here. Today I am talking about the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet and you are concerned about spoilers, I would suggest you go ahead and watch the movie first before you watch this review. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is a sequel to the original movie Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think came out in 2020. Anyway, this follows the further adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and his experiences here on Earth. In this movie, Knuckles shows up and Dr. Robotnik comes back. We have Tails as well. So, as far as what I liked about this movie, the cast is great. Jim Carrey is back to form, just like he was in the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it's classic, 90s Jim Carrey, just like we always liked him, at least his fans did. I particularly, other than Jim Carrey and James Marsden, who's always good, I really like Natasha Rothwell, who played the sister Rachel in this movie. I thought she was really good in this. Adam Pally shows up in this. I think he was in the first one as well as like a deputy. And he's funny. I've always liked Adam Pally. I hope he finds more success. And I liked Lee Majdoub as Robotnik's assistant. I thought they really sort of developed his character and showed more about him in this movie. The opening scene of Robotnik in the mushroom planet or mushroom world was really funny and interesting. Again, classic Jim Carrey doing exactly what he does. I thought the cinematography in this movie was really good and really interesting and well done. There were some shots that were really cool. The music overall, I really liked the music. Not so much the new music, but the classic kind of songs they had in there. At some point, they play Pantera, Walk, which is one of my favorite songs. So it's cool. It's weird to hear a Pantera song in a kids movie, but I was stoked. It was one of those things where I'm like, is that Pantera? Are they okay? Wow, cool. All right. I do like that the story continues. What the previous movie did, stuff like Rachel's character, they reference, her being tied up and everything else, and Robotnik. And obviously, I mean, most sequels are going to do that, but it does feel like this movie is legitimately a sequel. Whereas a lot of sequels just kind of like redo the same thing they did in the first one. And this movie easily could have done this. I think this movie has very distinct different things about it. This one, not only does it have Knuckles and Tails, but you've got Jim Carrey is bald and they sort of reference stuff. There's even a thing where in the first movie, Sonic is running the bases in baseball, and that actually influences this movie. Tails noticed that, and that's how he found out about Sonic and why he knew to come help him. So stuff like that. Good stuff. I like it. There's a lot of game references in this. He says, gotta go fast in this. Tails' plane looks just like it does in the video games. His assistant's coffee shop is called Mean Bean, just like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean machine. And James Marsden's character has the Emerald Hill Zone as his, or Green Hill Zone, as his ringtone, which is cool. Humor in this generally was pretty good. It kind of hit or miss for me, but there were a couple funny lines, a couple lines that had me laughing out loud, and a lot of stuff that the audience seemed to love. A lot of the kind of jokey kind of kids humor that you expect in this kind of movie that, didn't make me laugh out loud exactly because I'm a comedy snob, I guess. But yeah, there was a line that actually I did think was really funny. It was Adam Pally talking about how he knew a kid in school named Knuckles. And he's like, oh man, if it's him, we're screwed. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought it was really funny. I thought overall the themes of the movie, the specific theme of like friendship and everything, is a good theme. It's something, of course, we've seen before, but I totally agree with it. And I think they did a pretty good job of explaining it. And I think I would have loved this movie. If I were a kid, if I were 10, 12, 11 when this movie came out, oh my God, I would have thought this was the greatest. He's a superhero at the beginning, the comedy in here, the kind of wisecracking, smart, that's exactly, I mean, God, if I watched this movie when I was like 10, 12, I would have been the worst kid to be around because I would just be imitating all of the characters in this movie. As far as what I disliked about it, though, I didn't love Idris Elba. It's weird. Everyone else was talking about how great he is and about how he's perfect for the character. He was fine. I didn't hate him. I didn't dislike him, but I don't know. He's got a good voice. He's got a distinctive voice. It is a little weird to have Knuckles with a British accent. I don't know. I noticed too, he's got a bit of a speech impediment, which, I mean, I guess people with accents, especially British accents, the rhotic R is kind of a difficult thing, but it distracts me a little bit sometimes. And it is weird. At points I was wondering who I would have preferred. And Jason Momoa did cross my mind, and apparently he was up for the role, but couldn't do it because of Aquaman 2. So yeah, I hate to say it, I did not love Colleen O'Shaughnessey as Tails. I know she is the one who did Tails' voice in the game, and she's done it in comics and other things, or cartoons and other things. But her voice seemed a little out of place to me. And I think it's just because, I know a lot of voice actors kind of fight against when they have big Hollywood kind of stars replace them in movies. And there was a little bit of, I'd heard at least some Sonic fans upset that they had replaced the original Sonic voice actor with Ben Schwartz, which didn't bother me so much, but that guy had done it for a long time. And so I guess I don't understand why they replaced Sonic, but not Tails. And to me, again, she's a great voice actor, and I don't want to say anything bad about her performance, but it seemed different to me. I guess partially because I'd heard the voice and I was familiar with it. So the fact that her voice was the same and the other voices were different, maybe that was it. I don't know. And again, I don't know who could they have cast instead? I don't know, Chloe Grace Moretz or I don't know, Timothy Chalamet. But yeah, for whatever reason, didn't love Colleen O'Shaughnessey. Again, not terrible. I didn't hate it or anything, but I don't know. I think I would have made a different choice. There's also the guy who is sort of the main cop. Again, I'm talking spoilers in this movie, so I will be talking about plot specifics. He's revealed to be sort of the head cop guy or whatever. Some government organization. His performance is just not very good. It's not a big role. So he doesn't need to, it's not going to make or break the movie, but it's very like, I don't know, basic improv theater kind of acting. I don't know if the guy's the director's dad or something or what, but yeah, he didn't really do it for me. There's a lot of times in the movie where Sonic doesn't really use his speed, which I understand for plot reasons, you have to kind of make that happen. But there's a lot of times where it's like, oh, they go to this bar in Siberia and they have to get the map back from the guy. What are they going to do? Well, you can run very, very, very fast. Run very fast and go take the map. It's not okay, fine. But they had to have a dance sequence, which honestly I didn't hate the dance sequence. And Uptown Funk, it's been overplayed, but it's a jam, man. It's a good song. I'm not going to complain. And then there's a part where there's like an avalanche, and Sonic's like, oh, what am I going to do? Pick up Tails and run away. You run very fast. That's your thing, man. That's like what you're known to do. So overall, the movie is too long. It's about 2 hours, maybe a little over 2 hours, and you feel it. At least I felt it. I don't think it needed to be that long. You could have got away with an hour and a half in this movie, no problem. I feel like, again, much as far as the too long thing, it feels like multiple movies just kind of jammed together, And in a way, they're kind of trying to do that. Like the beginning is sort of like a superhero movie. There's a little bit of that in there. Then at some point, it's kind of like this friend kind of fish out of water type thing, like the first one, and then it becomes like an action adventure Indiana Jones movie at some point. It reminded me a little bit of The King's Man, where the kind of same thing, where it just seemed like three different movies kind of just jammed all together. The human interactions in this, James Marsden is mostly pretty good, and Jim Carrey is always good. But there were definitely times where I felt like I could tell the actor was not talking to something that was there. I assume they do something with a tennis ball, or maybe they get an actor in there to do it. They probably have the actor say the lines, but you can tell when the thing that they're interacting with is not physically present with them in the scene. There's a bit that's too obvious in the movie. Again, it's a kid's movie, so I feel dumb for being so hard on it in some ways, but there's a scene where you can tell Jim Carrey is a bad friend, and you can tell Knuckles sort of realizes that, and he just kind of looks at him, and again, it's very, very, very obvious. Kids movie, they have to do it for the kids, but I feel like they could have been a little more subtle about some of that stuff. Some of the pop culture references in here are just kind of, I don't know, out of place and dated. So the problem is, if you reference like Vin Diesel and The Rock, yeah, okay, sure, that's relevant now, but I mean, it's not going to be. Is Vin Diesel really going to be a thing in 5 or 10 years? I don't imagine. The guy's really only made one series of movies that people like. I don't know. Limp Bizkit, there's a Limp Bizkit reference. Again, I mean, hey, I hate Limp Bizkit as much as the next guy, but A, they haven't been relevant for 20 years, and B, like, I don't know, the joke they made could have been better. It's like, oh, you're as useless as backstage passes to a Limp Bizkit concert. Okay, fine. Is Limp Bizkit even playing anymore? Who is writing these jokes? How old are you? And there's a lot of really bad lines too, like Jim Carrey says haters gonna hate multiple times, and there's a scene where the Rachel what's the actress name, Natasha Rothwell's character says snow my god. Again, I mean, it's a kids movie, I understand, but it's there's some good jokes, there's some good humor, there's some good lines in here, and then there is just some cringy, just bad, I don't know, jokes in here that it's makes it hard sometimes. Other than that, there is a mid-credit scene where they introduce the character of Shadow, which cool. I'm excited to see them expand the mythology. I actually don't know much about Sonic after like the first 2 or 3 games, and I watched both of the cartoons they had in the 90s. The one that Jaleel White did the voice, and there was another one that ran like concurrently for some reason. Other than that, I don't know much about the deep lore. I know there's a lot of other characters. There's Sonya, and there's a couple other ones. There's a ton of them actually. And so I know I've got a friend who's got kids who is excited about those. So I want to see that coming up. That would be cool. Jim Carrey is also talking about retiring. Granted, I think he announced it on April 1st, so it's a little questionable. And I think he said he'd come out if he I forget, did a biopic for the Queen or something ridiculous like that. So who knows? I hope he's not done. I would like to see him do more, and this is kind of right in his wheelhouse. But if this is his last movie, then it seems kind of fitting because, yeah, it's classic Jim Carrey. So as far as my score on this one, I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I liked it. I thought it was fine, but not great. I don't think I liked it quite as much as the first one. I think I actually liked the first one a little bit better. But if they cut it down, if it were a little bit shorter, maybe I would like this one more. But if you saw the movie, let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great night, and I will see you here again next week.